Hey folks, how you doing today? Right now I'm working on this painting of a canine right here, and let me see, I got most of my background done. I got some nice trees going on back there. Got most of the dog already painted, but what I want to do is I want to kind of merge these together a little bit by adding some fog in the background. And you can see I've painted it to this point, and it's completely dry. See, it's completely dry. So what that enables me to do is use a little bit of clear coat and some blue and white, and I can make a nice little warm fog, or I can make a cold fog. Which the purpose of me doing this is to set the mood for the painting. And yeah, what I want to do is set a nice cool and kind of dull color to it. So easily all you got to do is take your white and blue. Don't want much color. You take the clear coat. See, this is just clear coat. This little pile right here. You take that light blue color like that, and then, like right here, where you want to go in, and you just kind of make foggy spots on it like that. Blend it all in. Go back in your paint, get some more clear coat. I got some tan right there. Actually, it's unbleached titanium white. That'll warm it up a little bit. Blue will make it cold, and the unbleached titanium white will make it warm. So you want it to be cold in the shade and warmer up here where there's light at. So this has to have a bluish color, and of course this wants to be warmer. And when you do that, you got to kind of want to match the sky in the background too. You want all your colors. You want all these colors to just marry together. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice. Look at that. Yeah, it's going to be real nice. If you do this right, you don't really have to worry about getting too much on there. Reach in and get some more clear. Got plenty of color on this brush still. But right now all I'm doing is dipping into the clear. You can see even where that ear is, it just barely makes a cloudy fog on it. And that's exactly the look I'm looking for. Beautiful. Get a spot like that. Perfect. Get some more clear coat, a little more color, and come down here. Get a second brush. Perfect. Give that fog some character. All right. Yeah, this is starting to look good. Get some more paint right there. Yeah, right here. Reach in here and get a little bit of that unbleached titanium. Put that on there. And that, yeah, perfect. See that little conflicting color? It's going to stand right out. And it'll make it look like fog that has various intensities. Alright, beautiful. Now reach in here and get clear coat on there, and what I want to do is, yeah, look at that, perfect. Alright. Let's see, there's my brush. Alright. Okay, so that really sets a good mood right there. Come down here and fog at the corner. And see this last little bit, you can see it's just the color is just completely transparent, but it's leaving a haze. It's leaving a haze on there that I find really attractive. And even right here, this is so dark. I'm going to pull that back just a little bit. I'll pull that back just a little bit. Give it a little bit of a haze right there. Now, yeah, beautiful. You kind of want to make it choppy and leave some, brush streaks and stuff in it, and that really does a lot to make it look great. Okay, so now when that dries, after this becomes totally hand dry again, I can move on to the next step, which is going to be adding some trees in there, and then I got to finish the dog's face. And the only really clear and concise part you're going to see where you can see actual hair and stuff like that would be over on this side of his face, and it'll just fade off into fog, and that'll give this painting a really nice three-dimensional look. It'll look like a 3D photo, which is what I'm going for. Okay, so with the fog done, yeah, it's dry. So what I've got here is I got a handmade fan brush. I took a round brush, smashed the end of it, and formed it into, very carefully smashed the end of it, and formed it into this little miniature fan brush. And boy, let me tell you what, this is an almighty brush right here, as small as it is. It does the same exact job that the big fan brushes do, only I can control it with a much smaller size. And then I have this liner brush that I'm going to use. And I mentioned I wanted to put a couple trees in here, just to have some branches, because as you notice, there's hints of life there in the background, but there's no actual features in there yet. So now what I'm going to do is, using the same clear coat and blue and all that, starting out as a base, I'm going to use my browns and greens to make some trees. And so usually what I do, start off with, I'll take the brown, just get kind of all three colors there on the brush, and just right here, we spin that brush. Wow, look at that, almighty, nice. Reach back in there. Spin that brush, let it wobble. Just like that. Make a nice gnarly looking. Gnarly. Make it gnarly. I'm gonna add a little bit of red in there now. painting too much. Yeah, if you get too much with one color, you can always paint it out of the picture. Put some white in there. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, and don't be afraid to make a tree stump there. Trees have trunks. So don't be afraid to paint one on your painting. Yep. Alright. The holy trinity of colors is yellow ochre, burnt umber, and unbleached titanium white. You can do so much with just those three colors. Alright. Okay, so now, yeah, that's got us closer. Alright. So you can paint paint any kind of trees in here on your painting that you want. And of course, the further back in the background you go, the lighter you want your objects to be. So these trees are really kind of close. I want to set that one back further, so I'll make it a lighter color. I'll start mixing some white into it. The bleached titanium white. See what that does, it makes it a really light color. You can see how it makes it look like it's back off in the distance a little bit, which is exactly what we want here. Down here I'm going to start with green. Using Hooker's green. So I'll have just moss at the base of that tree right there. Yeah, when I get down there, it'll look that way. Right up, right straight over top of the green, you go right over with the brown and whites. Yeah, just like that. Beautiful. Yeah, see, you just got kind of all the colors in there. You got everything going on right now. Got a nice fat tree trunk right there. Nice. Okay, so right here we kind of want to keep it dark. So yeah, put some foliage into it. Lighten it up a little bit. Alright, that's nice. Over here, that green and red, that'll give it a little bit of a brownish color. So we'll do that over here. A little bit more. Give it some color. All right. Much better. Alright, so that's got a couple trees in there. Now, but before I let all this dry, I'm going to take my miniature almighty fan brush and I'm going to reach in here and make this lovely little brown color. Oh yeah, that's nice. Beautiful. And then here in the background, underneath my tree, I'm going to tie all this together. Make all that look like foliage. I'm going to shift back and forth between browns, greens, and reddish colors. Put some white in there. Alright. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and this isn't finished for the foliage. It's just, I'm just beginning this. Every bit of this stuff that I'm putting in here, I'll have to have more work done to it. Just putting a blot on here now, and after this blot dries, then that's when you go in and put the detail in. As my favorite painter would say, you can sponge this on with a mop. It don't matter. Once it dries, then you want to put a nice decorative finish on it. Blend all that together. Pull it. Kind of seats it down in the painting. Gives it a position. Levels everything off and brings it together. Alright. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking real good. I get just some straight red. And what I want to do with that is select a spot on here to nope, not right there. See, this is what's difficult. I want to add a like a red branch, just a branch that has red leaves on it, sticking out into the painting. But I like to position it in a critically in just the right spot so that it has the best visual impact. And it can be hard to decide exactly where that spot is sometimes. You get the paint on the brush and you just have to kind of look at it. And, if I was a red branch, or a branch with red leaves hanging off of it, where would I hang? So usually it ends up being something like a little, hanging out over here like this. Going to some browns. Oh yeah, beautiful orange. Okay, and just remember, this is just the blot. There's no detail in this yet. It doesn't really even look like a branch, but when I get done, it will. Beautiful. So that'll add just a little splash of color right there in this. It's kind of a stark brown and green, overcast on it. So to put a little color spot in there is exquisite. So that'll be nice. So while we're waiting on Thor to dry, I'd like to take a minute to talk to you about brushes. And what I've got here is just your typical fan brushes, or so you would think. But in reality, all three of these brushes are very different. It's especially noticeable between these two. So in my world of brushes, I have wild brushes and domesticated brushes. And this one is domesticated just because it's ultra thin. All the bristles lay tightly together. It's just completely symmetrical, and it leaves a really, really fine and precise tail pattern when the paint comes off the brush. And this fan brush, this one is a wild what I call a wild brush. As you can see, the fibers are thicker. They cling loosely together. They cling loosely together, and also the hairs are coarse. These are really fine, really thin and fine, and these are really thick and coarse. And this brush right here makes the most incredible foliage that I've ever seen come off of a brush. Here, my 2-inch brushes. You can see what I do. See how I got this golden hair brush? I made this one myself. I just bought a stock 3-inch red bristle brush and cut it down to the size I wanted. So I made this brush. Made a couple other ones out of it. This is another one that I made. It's a little 3/4 inch brush that I made. It started out as a 3-inch, 3.5 inch wide brush. Yep. This is a Mr. Ross. As you can see, the bristles are rounded over on the end. It's not just cut square off. The bristles are actually sculpted and tapered so that it leaves the best possible imprint. And this brush is absolutely fantastic. So this is what I'm trying to achieve right here. This is the actual photo that I'm working off of. And when I get done, it'll look astonishingly close to what this photo is. And one thing you may notice immediately is the change in lighting. This photo right here is taken in full sunlight. And I changed the lighting to a foggy, misty morning under some trees. That's a hard thing for a lot of artists to be able to do. Yep, got a ways to go before I make it look like this, you see. Right on. So now what I want to do is I want to start building the features of the dog's face a little bit. As you can see, the light tan color, which is actually the unbleached titanium white. It kind of goes all the way around its face. Right here, I only partially have that done. Right, the color, what I'll do is I'll just kind of work this in a little bit. And yeah, it's kind of the same principle as doing the fog. This one take just a second to do this. Add some darker color into it a little bit. Yeah, right there, just like that. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. See, it even comes out over here like that. See the whole side of his cheek right there. That's pretty much like that. Alright, yeah, this doesn't look like nothing yet. Trust me, it will. He's got this shoulder right here. I'll bring that out some. See a little bit of it right there. Alright, perfect. Get that edge right there just like that. Alright. So you look at that. And then look at that. You see how it's starting to, yeah. Starting to make that look really similar. Right there above where the eye goes. Right there it's got that, and right there, like that. do is I'll smear that around and blend it all together a little bit. All right. So now we got that. We'll regain some of this feature right here. Make that go away. All right. Smear it around a little bit. So you blend those colors together a little bit, they fade together. When you finally get to the finished product, it'll look extremely realistic. All right. Beautiful. You see, now I've switched over to the fan brush. And as you can see, over here on this side, it's darker than it is on this side. And I've done a good job of emulating that. I've got my light spot over here, and it's darker over here, so that'll look really good. Yeah. Alright, not to jump around too much, but now I want to do some highlights on my foliage. Well, you know, right here in the area where the light is coming in, I want to add some highlights to that. And my background, my base color, I kept really dark. I just used brown and green. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that same brown and green. I use that same brown and green. Mix that up a little bit. But I'm going to add yellow to it. And then what we'll do is right up here. Right up here, let's see, we're going to try to start developing this. Reach back down in here, get some yellow, we'll add some white to it. That'll lighten it up. Gotta be careful using yellow with greens, because the green will gobble up all the yellow. You'll have a hard time getting any color out of it. And you see how that makes it kind of a really light green? So what it does is it lifts the light. It adds light to the area. Oh yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. See, just like right there, just that one area's got a little bit of yellow. Jump over here. A little highlights back in there. Start going back in here. Now my brush is almost empty. I can jump back into here a little bit. Make some little branchy looking areas. Beautiful. Get some more yellow. Beautiful. Yeah, see, I got some dark green in there. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice. Okay, now it's time to work on some fog again. And I don't want to make it really heavy. What I want to do is I want to, marry the background to the foreground with just, little hints and indications of fog in certain areas. So, so we got some clear coat right here. I'll take white. A little bit of white, a little bit of blue. Yeah, so we want a lot of clear coat in it. So yeah, this kind of makes kind of a stain. And so when you look at this, I can immediately see that I want to. Oh, I gotta get another brush. Hold on. Look at this brush. This method involves a second brush where you apply the really thin transparent paint with one brush, and then blend it out with the other brush. Just quite simply, you know. Perfect. Over here, more of the same. Get more clear coat. See, I didn't even put paint on it that time. It's just, this is just clear on the brush. Where tone it down a little bit where there's really not much to look at. And this here you can just blend it a little or blend it a lot, however much you want. I like to leave some streaks and turn some of it into just total haze. Kind of gives the fog an edge texture. You see, I'm coming out onto my color right there. And although it's almost imperceptible, that little bit of blue going on top of the red and the pink, that is going to stand way out in the finished product. Believe me, it's going to be impressive. Even down here in the corner, just dot that in there. And okay, so that's pretty much the final episode of fog that's going on this thing. Oh yeah, that did it right there. I need more of the same right here. And right here in this open spot of the tree, I want to do some right there where the fog is coming through. What I'm doing is I'm just putting paint and clear on this brush from the other brush. All right, oh yeah, that looks good. All right, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, and we'll have some fog right there. Oh yeah, beautiful. Same thing right here. Right here in that dark spot, I want to touch it with just a little bit of white to make it fog. Alright, now that makes it look fairly realistic. Alright folks, I think we got a winner here. So now, it's come time for me to start finishing the details. So as you can see, I've got this set up really good right now. Even, you know, there's no actual detail on here, but yet you can still see where the nose is, you can see where the eyes go, you know. So everything is there. Haven't formed the tongue or nothing like that. But the critical thing is the colors, getting the colors right. If we look at the photo, we can see that the eyes are a sienna color, you know. Of course, you know, sienna is this color right here. So when I look at that, I see a little sienna, a little red, and some of this unbleached titanium white. So that's what we'll do. I'll just get a little bit of red, sienna, mix all that together. Some more of that. Gotta lighten it up enough. Alright, so that paint's not completely mixed. It's full of different colors. One eye. Just like that. Oh yeah, they're different sizes. That don't matter though. Just get the eyes in there. As long as they cover up the space that they're actually supposed to encompass, you're good. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start coming outwards, and when we come outwards, we're going to bury those eyeballs in the hair and the eyelids and everything of the dog. So that'll correct it, because right now it just looks like two spots on top, laying on top. And we're going to bury that. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. For the tongue, you know, I'll use that sienna color as a base, but it's actually a pink. So what I want to do is just with whatever paint is on the brush, I'll get some red and some white. I'll make a pink, a nice hot pink color. Alright, and then of course you can see it's lighter over on that side, so what we'll do is instead of adding just white, we'll take some unbleached titanium and a little bit of white. Not much. And a little bit more. Now this color is supposed to look just like bubblegum. It's supposed to be bubblegum pink. So that's good right there. And then what we'll do is we'll paint that side of the tongue. He's got a streak right there. There. Got that. Got that. Alright, that looks pretty good. And of course the center of his eye, we'll take brown and black. Just leaving the paint on the brush. We'll take brown and black, and I'll dot the iris on both eyes. There. Alright, that'll be good. I got kind of a dark gray color. I can come in here and paint the nose. We can touch that up later on if we need to. Then of course you can see a couple teeth there. Got a spot. And then a tooth. The dog's jawline is right there. Okay, so now I'm ready to try a little bit of hair on our dog here, and I'm going to use my fabulously fantastic handmade mini fan brush. And you know, of course, it's all the same colors. I'm going to start off with the gray. So that's really the secret to doing this is, you know, you have a dark, or well, any substrate color that you work into, and you want to, you know, you apply your features and then you make everything disappear into that dark color. So that's really the secret to doing this is, you know, you have a dark, or well, any substrate color that you work into, and you want to, you know, you apply your features and then you make everything disappear into that dark color. Or light color, whatever. It can be any color. It doesn't have to be dark. It can be a light substrate color, and you can still disappear into it with your work. And that's exactly the object of the game. And so this is pulling together pretty good. So we'll go in here and get this. Yeah, we'll lighten that up some more here in just a second as we come down. Yeah, see, and then you get a little bit of mottled color. You get the, you know, a texture that's nearly correct, and you reinforce that with mottled coloring, which is, you know, multiple colors all joined in together but not mixed. You get it like that, and then it really starts to look astonishingly realistic. A little bit of fog to patch that edge right there. Right here, wherever it doesn't look right. Take a little bit of white fog and just restore what you lost, and that'll make it look right. It's really easy. It's not a problem. Give that just a little bit of a fuzzy look right there. I'll make that darker right there. Kind of lose that right there. Perfect. And once your paint is completely dry, and yeah, really nothing to it. I start at the top. I'm a big fan of laying these down on the ground to do this. I do a cross-hatch pattern both directions. So now when that dries, what we're going to have is a painting that has the entire surface with an equal and even sheen or shine to it. But if you have a coat of clear on there, it'll protect the paint from anything munching into it. And also this clear coat can be easily removed for conservation of the painting itself. It makes conserving the painting possible, because that clear coat can be removed and leaving the actual paint surface below intact. I know, I write my name fat and chunky on it. It's alright, people don't seem to mind. They can actually read what it says. Alright, so that's fantastic right there. Kind of step back off of it and look at it like that. So that's how to paint the portrait of a dog using a photo. I'm Eugene Runkus. Thank you for watching.